So AI isn't a new thing. I think this comes up a lot in the sort of pop culture narrative. This idea of like AI is some recent thing that has arrived. It's sort of a current version of machine learning, which is a field, and statistics and a bunch of other related techniques going back to what is it, the 60s, the 50s even.
Yeah, there was theoretical work done on it in the 40s, where people were trying to mimic neurons with computers. And obviously, the technology just wasn't there, and the theory wasn't there. It started really more in earnest in the 60s with this idea of the perceptron, which is the first kind of learnable, programmable neuron that we would recognize as the first step to deep learning. And the problem that they ran into there was that you really want to have your input go to some neurons, and those neurons talk to another set of neurons, and those neurons talk to some more neurons, and those neurons give you an answer. So there's this idea of these layers, and that's what if you hear someone say deep learning or a neural network, this is what they mean, is these deep layers. And back then they could only really handle a single layer. And so that went on for quite some time. And there's a whole bunch of math that you can see that if it was a single layer, then it needs to be like extremely large. And if it's a linear layer, then it all collapses down. There's all these fundamental problems with the single layer architecture. So in the 80s, this idea of backpropagation came up, where now they had some way of training these intermediate, what they call the hidden layers. They're not input, they're not output. There's something in the middle. So now that they had backpropagation, they could train these deeper networks. And so as the hardware grew, these networks stopped becoming kind of theoretical and started becoming real.